Hi students, in yesterday's class we have discussed about the installation. We have seen how to create, how to install a virtual environment, that tool or software, then creating virtual environment, then installing the softwares. All these uh, all these we have discussed, and today I'll repeat the commands. Then we'll see installing Sublime, and then we'll discuss about what are the files created in the project, what are the files created in the project, in the application. All these basics we are going to discuss, and those have already joined for this batch. Today I'll take mail IDs from online team, and I will send you the previous classes videos, and this class video notes also I'll send. So today I will not miss. Today definitely I'll send the videos and notes also I'll send to your mail IDs. So we'll see the steps now. So yesterday I've told about what is this virtual environment, then how it will works. Like all these we have discussed. So for clarity, I'm once again I'm doing this. So in D drive, this source folder is created. It is having a virtual environment called mynv. In mynv, you can see lib. So in lib, you can see site packages. So what all packages we'll use here? What all packages that we are going to use here? All are stored in my environment, like a virtual environment name lib. In lib, in site packages, in this folder, all the Python packages are stored. Here you can see what all packages are installed. You can check here. So here I'm deleting this folder here. So deleted, and first we should go to the location where pip exe file is there. Here I'm using command prompt. In my system, Python is installed in D drive. D drive Python 310 32. So if in Python classes, I used to tell uninstalling old version, installing new version, and adding a path to environment variables. All these I used to tell. Like if anyone is having a problem with Python installation or location and all this, then you can uninstall and again you can install it again before installing Django. Okay, so if you want that video, I can send to your mail IDs, Python installation video. So here I'm using scripts. So in scripts, pip exe file is there. So this pip will works from any location. But in your system, if Python path is not given in environment variables in control panel, then we have to use this. So here I'll say pip install virtual env. So here I'm using this command here. So now this will works now, because for Python batch I have done uninstall and install I have done. So it is installing this tool here. Now go to D drive. So in D drive here I'll use make directory, then source is given here. make directory source, creating folder. Yesterday, as I said, you can give any name you can give. So cd source I am giving, entering into the new folder. So like for DJANGO projects, in real time also source is created. So we are doing the same. So we can easily identify where the DJANGO folder is there in our system, or else in IT companies in development server, we can identify the DJANGO project like folder. Now here I'll say virtual env, my env is given. So my env is a virtual environment name we are using here. So virtual environment is created. So here I'll say my env, then scripts activate. So to enter into virtual environment, we are giving this. So now I'm in virtual environment. Yesterday, as I said, virtual environment is isolated from system folder, separated. So whatever is required to work with examples, what all softwares are required, what all packages are required, we are going to install in virtual environment. So this will not have any conflict with the other softwares in the system. Okay, so in one system, in same drive, we can create multiple virtual environments. In different drives, we can create. In same folder also we can create. In same folder, we can create 2 3 virtual environments, and then we can install the required softwares, and we can execute the projects. We can run the applications, applications or websites we can run. So here latest version of DJANGO is so here I'm using djangoproject.com. So download, and here you can see 4.0.6 is given here. 4.0.6. So I'll install latest version here. So I'll say pip install django 4.0.6. So installation is over. To see what all softwares and packages are installed, we have to use a pip freeze. So it will show. So these are installed here. And after this, we are going to create project here. So I'll say django admin, then start project. I'm giving project 1. Django admin command will work only when Django is installed. So cd project 1, and here I'll say in project 1 we are going to create application here. Application means website. So py manage.py, then start a website 1 is given. So py is the Python launcher we are using. Py, or we can use Python. And manage.py is there. For every project, manage.py is created. It is used to create application, and it is used to run the server also. And here startup is the command we are using. Website one is the application name. It is the name of the application we are using. Okay, so now project is created and also a website one is created here. Okay, so in project one we can create any number of websites, any number of applications we can create here. So now we'll see how to install Sublime and how to see the files in project and files in the application. So to install Sublime IDE, we are going to use this. So here you can see Sublime text.com 3. And here you can see Windows 64-bit, also available as portable version it is giving. So click on this. Click on Windows 64-bit, this one. So it is downloading the exe file here. So exe file is downloaded, and go to downloads folder. So in downloads folder you can see this exe file here. So when you double click on this, here, then it will when you double click on this, it will show the path where to install this. Like it will show C drive program files. When you say next finish, installation is done. We'll get only 1 2 screens will get. And here you can see the screens also, like what information it will give him. So we'll get screens like this. So like this we'll get here. In downloads, when you double click on this, we'll get a screen like this. Select a destination where to install this, and install finish over. Only 2 screens will get. After this, in search we'll give this. So here I'll type Sublime. After installation in search we are writing Sublime. Then here we'll select right click, open file location, because when it is installed, shortcut is created in different location, not on the desktop. But I want the shortcut on the desktop, because every day we are going to use it. Every day for quick access we can place it on the desktop. So open file location, and here it is giving like this here. So here it is giving like this. Right click on this, right click on Sublime text, send to desktop, create shortcut. This we have to select. Send to desktop, create shortcut. So when I click on this, then it will create a shortcut on the desktop here. So here you can see this Sublime text 3. So if you are using other editors, you can use. Like if you are using other IDEs, like PyCharm if you are using, or else if you are using other IDEs, like Jupyter or any other IDE if you are using, you can use it. So Sublime Text 3 I'm using. Now double click. So here it is saying that 4 version 4 is also there here. So if you want this latest version, you can select this. But now I'm not using this. So now here file, open folder, then D drive source. D drive source, you can see project 1. So here I'm selecting this here. So D drive source, then project 1, select. So we should not do double click, only select. Then select folder. Select folder, you can see here. Here you can see project 1 is there. In project 1 we are getting another folder called project 1. With the same name it is created. With the same name you can see the creation, and here you can see the other files you can see here, like pi underscore pi underscore cache is there. So this folder is having two underscores before and after. Okay, so in Python we can see two underscores before and after for the folder, for file, for property, for function, where we are will see here. So like you will be knowing what is the use of one underscore, two underscores before and after, all this. Okay, and here you can see the files here: init.py, asga.py, settings.py, urls.py, wsga.py, and here you can see the manage.py is there. It is in the main folder in project 1. In project 1 subfolder, project level files are there. These are also project level files. Manage.py is also project level file only. It is in main folder here. And website 1 is application level files are there. Here in website 1 you can see migrations folder is there. Init, admin, apps, model, test, view, all these are existing here. So you can see the folder in D drive, you can see here. In D drive, in source you can see, in source project 1, in project 1 you can see subfolder project 1. It is created. So when I'm creating project 1 at command prompt, so project 1 is created where? Here at command prompt project 1 is created. Website 1 is created at command prompt. Website 1 is also created. At command prompt we have created, not in Sublime. In Sublime what I am doing? In Sublime I am opening here. So here I am opening the project. Okay, opening the project. So there in project 1 you can see project 1 is created. Okay, and then you can see project level files, and this is the application we have created, and here you can see the application level files are existing here. And now here you can see project 1 is given. In project 1 you can see pi underscore cache is there. It is used to store project level information. It will store here whenever you want to store project related information, project related data, then we can use init this pi cache, we can use it. And here you can see underscore underscore init underscore underscore is there. So the use of this is to use a folder as a package. So here project 1 is there, subfolder. I want to use this folder as a package. So to use the folder as a package, this file is required, underscore underscore init underscore underscore. This can be empty or it can have statements, but now it is empty only. So now it is empty. Here you can see like statements are not there here. Here you can see it is empty, but we have to give statements also in website deployment, in web hosting. Files should not be empty. At least one statement should be there in deployment, but now we can work with empty file. And here you can see AAGA is there. So AAGA means asynchronous. So ASGA file is there. ASGA means here we can say asynchronous gateway interface is there. This is introduced in DJANGO 3.0. It is introduced. So in old versions it is not there. This file is not there. Okay. So the use of this file is it is used to work with Ajax. It is used to work with here. ASGFL asynchronous gateway interface we are saying here. Okay, so here when we say about Ajax here, asynchronous JavaScript and XML Ajax. Okay, so here Ajax ASGF file will works with this asynchronous gateway interface. Okay, so here when we say about Ajax, it is a specification. It is a specification, or it is having some set of standards or rules. Ajax is having some rules so that all the web technologies or markup languages should follow. So it is introduced in 2005. In 2005 it is introduced, and we are using in the websites. Okay, so while working with the Django websites, Java websites, .NET websites, we can implement this Ajax functionality. We can implement. So before this Ajax, when we are developing websites, when websites are being developed, okay, so in that case, what used to happen is the page is to go as a request, and we used to get the page as the response. So when we are sending request using login page or registration page, using any website, then the pages used to go as a request, and we used to get page as a response. Like when we are reloading the page, or when we are seeing the same page for number of times to get updated information, so page is to load here. Okay, so in the websites, if a page is going as a request, then there is a more burden on the server. Like lot of data will go in network resources will be busy. Okay, and the execution will be slow. So server should if a server is taking a page as request from every user, then it is very difficult, because if 100 users are working, for 100 users 100 pages will go as request. If 1000 users are working, 1000 pages will go as request. For every request, page will go. Okay, so in that case execution is slow. Server should process the same server should do the same work again and again. Like all these will be there. Okay, when you see the same page, when the page is loaded, the whole entire page is going to be loaded. Okay, so but when we are using Ajax functionality, when we are using Ajax code in the web pages, like in Django websites, in Java websites, in .NET websites, in Ruby websites, in PHP websites, then when Ajax functionality or Ajax coding is used, then only the data will go as a request. Only the values will go as a request here. The page will not go. Okay, the user interface, the images, advertisements, what all stuff is there in the web page, the all the stuff will not go to the server. Like if I am working with login page, only username and password is sent to server. If I am working with the registration page, only 4 or 5 values will go to the server, only values. So with Ajax coding or with Ajax functionality, only the data will go as request, not the page, not the interface, not the design available. Okay, if only the page is going to the server, then any number of users can send the request. A server will take the process the request soon, and then it can give the result. Server also works very fast, like a repetition will not be there. Okay, and after the page is loaded in browser, like let us say you are seeing the first page in the website. So if in that first page, if they are updating some information for every 3 seconds or 5 seconds, if the information is being changed, okay, if the like advertisements are changing, or if they are changing the images, okay, if they are displaying the panels, like nowadays we'll see now when the after the page website is loaded, like the information will keep on changing only, it won't be the same for long time. Okay, so if they are doing changes in the web page, then what is to happen is, before, for every 3 seconds or 5 seconds, the page is to load from the server for one particular user. If this happens for many users, so server should process the same thing again and again. Okay, but here with Ajax, what we can do is, after loading the page in the browser, loading the page in the browser, then to get updated information like advertisements or news or images or panels, then using Ajax, server can update some portions of the web page or some parts of the web page directly in the browser itself. Like wherever changes are required in the web page, server can update some portions of the page, some parts of the page directly in the browser itself. So here there is no concept of reloading the page. Only data is updated. Server is updating the data in the page. There here without reloading the page, without post back, then we can update the page directly in the browser. Okay, before the page is to load, but now what will happen is the data will update in the browser itself. Okay, so when this happens here, then the website works faster, then there is no more burden on the server, network resources will be free, and execution is also fast. So if you want the fast execution in any website, then we have to use Ajax coding or Ajax implementation, we have to use. So with Ajax coding, what will happen? Only data will go as request, not the page, and we'll get only data as the response, not the page. So we can see like in any website, functionality is used. Like if you go for Google searching, whenever you want to do searching in Google, when you type in a text box, then only the value will go to the server and it will show the results. Okay, so if Ajax functionality is not there, along with the query what you type, search query, then the page will go, and it will give the results page. All this happens, but only data we are sending here. Whenever you want to get updated, like with some portions of the page or anything, then by using Ajax, it is done very fast. Okay, like for example, when you see the scoreboard, when matches are going on, IPL matches, like when you see the scoreboard in the website, like if Ajax coding is not there, like for every ball, for every over, okay, for every ball, or let us say for every over, then page should reload, because if Ajax coding is not there, page should reload. But if Ajax coding is there for every ball, for every over, then only some portions in the scoreboard. In scoreboard, only some changes we need to do, not everything. Like the page will have scoreboard, then advertisements, images, information about the players, all will be there. So no need to update everything every time, but in the scoreboard only some value should be changed, the rest of the page should be the same, like advertisements, images, information about the players, and about information about the previous matches, all these. So in that case, using this Ajax, only some portions of the page we can modify. So with this, I'm just giving 1 2 examples. Okay, so with this it can be done, easily with Ajax here. So in Ajax we can see 4 types here. Okay, like JavaScript Ajax is there, Microsoft Ajax is there, and then ASP.NET Ajax is there, jQuery Ajax is there here. Okay, so here when we say JavaScript Ajax, JavaScript Ajax means a manual JavaScript, like the using the language will create object and will do it. Okay, next Microsoft Ajax is there, so it will works with some plugins or files. Some plugins or files will be there. We need to use them. And next one is ASP.NET Ajax is there. It is used by the .NET uh, developers, .NET programmers. jQuery Ajax is there. In a jQuery Ajax functionality is there. We can use Ajax functions in jQuery, and we can implement. Okay, so while giving examples, we are going to discuss like how this Ajax coding will works, Ajax functionality will work. All these we are going to discuss. And here next is in application level URLs here. Sorry. In project level files, you can see settings.py is there. Settings.py. So it is used to give the configuration settings for the website. So whenever you want to give configuration settings for the website, then we can use a settings.py. Okay, and here you can see from path lib import path is given. Path lib is a module. Okay, and import path is there. Import path means it is the property we are giving here. Okay, so it is the property we are giving here. Sorry, not it is not property, it is function. So it is the property or the function we are using here. It is the function we are using. Okay, and here you can see base directory. So in settings.py, we are going to create many variables. Base directory is a variable. Like variables in settings.py are in capital letters. So we are going to create a template directory, static directory, then we'll give media directory, and will these are variable names. Okay, so this is a variable name we are using, and here you can see path is given here. So path means it is the function in path lib module, and here we are writing underscore file underscore. So in Python we can see many properties like this file, like we can see like a loader, built-in, doc, package, so name, many will be there, and they are having two underscores before and after. So we can call them as special properties. So if a function is having two underscores before and after, they will call as special function. So special properties why we are calling is in every module they are included. Now settings.py is there. It is a Python file or it is the Python module. Okay, so in every Python file, in every module, properties are included like file, name, doc, built-in, then loader, and then we are going to use name. All these are there. Okay, so here file is a property, and it is used to show the file name. So file name is what? Settings.py. Okay, and here we are using resolve function parent is given. Okay, so resolve function parent. When we use all these, base directory variable contains the parent directory. It contains the parent directory here. So parent directory or base directory will be there. That is D drive source project 1. So in source folder, project 1 is there. That is the base directory or parent directory. In parent directory, you can see project 1, settings.py, all these are there. But all these will not go to base directory here. Okay, because to work with other folders, to work with other files, this variable we have to use. This variable will access D drive source project 1. And here you can see like installed apps is there. So when we are working with this DJANGO here, so in every project, now today I've created project 1. In project 1, you can see 6 apps are installed, like admin, authentication, content types, message sessions, messages, static files, all this. While explaining the DJANGO features, I've told about DJANGO is fully loaded with all the features. Okay, like authentication, security, session management, administration, all this. So whatever, whenever we are working with authentication, so with authentication, we'll work with login page, registration page, change password, password recovery, all this. Like whatever work we do repeatedly in multiple websites, in every website some repetition will be there. So instead of wasting the time for creating, designing the pages, writing the code, creating the tables, then we can make use of authentication application and security admin. So whenever you are working with administration related tasks, then here the instead of designing the pages, writing the code, creating the tables, so then we can make use of admin application. And whenever you are working with sessions, like if you want to store data and if you want to access them, okay, storing and accessing the data, then here sessions application will be there, so we can make use of it. So here in every project, Django project, 6 apps are installed. So along with the 6 applications, we can add our application also. That is website 1 is given here. Website 1 is given. Like this we are adding here. Okay. And here you can see middleware services are there here. So here middleware services are there here. So middleware services again they are Python again they are Python programs only. Here you can see security middleware, session middleware, and these are Python modules. These are Python programs, and these are executed before sending the request to the server, and after sending the request also they'll work. So middleware services will work pre-processing the request and post-processing the request also. We can do like that. Okay, so while sending the request and after sending the request, if you want to do the task, then we can use it. Like if you want to enable security options, if you want to enable session, or else if you want to add a slash at the end of the URL, at the end of the website address, or else if you want to work with if you want to enable cross site request forgery, to enable security options, to enable session related options, and to add a slash at the end of the URL, or to access some classes in the other applications, then using middleware services will do it. So when I'm saying this, you may be having doubt like how these are going to work, how these will work. Okay, so when you see the example, I will give you examples using middleware. So when you see the example, then you'll have clarity like how the middleware service is created, how it is going to work, like all these we are going to discuss. And here you can see templates is there. Here you can see templates. So in templates we'll give the location of the HTML files, where the HTML pages or HTML files are located. Like we are going to create HTML pages, and we are going to give the location where in which folder they are existing. And here you can see in settings.py we are specifying the database also, like what is the database we are using. So in DJANGO you can work with SQLite database, and will work with MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle. Like when you attend Python classes, core advanced Python, you will learn database programming, PDBC, Python database connectivity. So in PDBC, you will learn SQLite database. So SQLite is the relational database used to store large amount of data. SQLite is the relational database software like MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle. It is the database software. Okay, in the database software we can store database tables. All these are stored. Okay, so here SQL is different, SQLite is different. SQLite is what? Database software. Okay, SQL means structured query language. So SQL is a part of all the relational databases. So SQL is in SQLite, it is in MySQL, it is in SQL Server, it is in Oracle, it is in all the relational databases. It is in Postgres, it is in Sybase. In all these relational database softwares, it is available, so that we can use it. Okay, and here you can see name here default in Django in Python, default database is SQLite. So to work with SQLite, here you can see databases default engine. In engine you can see Django DB backends SQLite. It is the package name. So using this package we can connect to the using a Django package, you can connect to the SQLite. You can connect to SQLite database here. Okay, so those who are not aware of this database, like in Python classes, if you didn't focus on this, then here we'll discuss like how to install SQLite, SQLite data types, SQLite commands, all we'll discuss. Okay, no need to worry about this. And here you can see name, base directory, then db.sqlite3 is given here. So base directory variable means which is given in the beginning here. So base directory variable, this one, and it is used to access a base folder or parent folder, that is D drive source project 1. So this will access a D drive source project 1 slash db.sqlite3. In main folder this will be there, in main folder db.sqlite3, but now it is not there. Okay, so this is created when we start the server. When I run the server py manage.py run server, then that file is created, database file is created. So I'll stop the server, control C to stop, control C. Okay, so now you can see db.sqlite3. Before it is not there. When I run the server, database file is created, db.sqlite3. So it is in main folder here, this one. Okay, so to access this, we are giving like this, D drive source project 1 slash db.sqlite3. So this is the database file, stores the tables of all the applications in the project. Like here we can see admin we can see, and we can see the folders we can see admin, authentication, session, all these are there. So it will store the tables of all the applications or of all the websites in the project. Okay, so this is what database file. Database file means collection of tables. Okay, the tables related to different applications in the project are stored in this. Okay, and here other statements are also there in this. Like we'll discuss, depends on the requirement. We are going to discuss all these here. So this is a Python file used to give the used to give show installed apps. We can specify our application, and then middleware services and database connections. All these you can see here. And moving to next here you can see urls.py. So you in urls.py, URLs means uniform resource locator. So it is used to specify which page should run, what all pages should be accessed. Okay, so here we can specify what pages should be accessed here. So here you can see for admin application it is given here. DJANGO, from DJANGO contrib import admin is given. So here we are accessing admin application, admin site. And from DJANGO URLs, DJANGO is the package, URLs is the module. From urls.py we are accessing path function. Path function we are accessing. Okay, to give the patterns like what pages to access. And here you can see URL patterns is the list we are using, because we are using square brackets. In square brackets we are giving path function. Admin is a URL pattern. When I type admin in browser, URL patterns are used in browser. When I type admin in browser, so when we use admin in so here you can see admin.site.urls is given. So admin is application. Site is a folder in that admin application urls.py. So when I type admin in browser, then urls.py in admin site will work. Okay, so here I'm just explaining this, but when you see one or two examples you will clearly understand, because in every example we have to use urls.py. So when we see when I explain 2-3 examples, you can easily understand like how to give URL patterns, then how the pages are accessed, then what should be the home page, then how the other pages are accessed. Like all these you can easily understand. Okay, so URL patterns are given in browser. Based on the URL pattern, the related pages in the website will execute. So we are going to specify the navigation. In urls.py, we are specifying the navigation. So which page we should get first? Home page. Then after that, what pages we need to access? What pages should work? So if you want to give the navigation for the website, if you want to give the control for the website, then what pages should execute one by one, that is given in urls.py. And here you can see wsga.py is there. So wsga.py means it is a Python file here. It is used in hosting. So while deploying the website in internet server, in production server, then this wsga is used like a web server gateway interface. Web server uh, so web server gateway interface will say it is used in hosting, because whatever changes we have done in our project according to the our system, then based on the server system we have to do changes there. So for that wsga.py file is used here. Okay, and here all these comes under project level files here. Okay, all these are project level only, because they are in subfolder called project one. And here you can see db.sqlite3 is there. This is also project level, it is in the main folder. And the manage.py is there. As I said, for every project, manage.py file is created. Okay, so it is used to create applications, and it is used to run the server. So when you see manage.py file, main function is created here. So we are giving some statements in the main function, and we are executing like this. Okay, so in Python, for every module, main function will be there that works internally. So internally it will works. Internally it will works here. Okay, so here if I say underscore underscore name underscore underscore, as I said before, in every Python file, in every module, some properties are added, like a name, file, loader, doc, package, built-in, all these. Like some set of properties are added into the module. Okay, so here a name is also there. So name property value is main. This is value main. It is the property we are using, and here you can see main function is given here. So main function is given here. Okay, so in Python, when you are working with Python modules, the main function works internally, because main function is the entry point for the program execution starts with main. But when this if condition is required, when we should write a name equal to main, when it is required is if you are writing some statements in the main function and if you are executing it. Okay, so when the project is executed, when the when the Django project is executed, and if you want to apply some settings, okay, then when the project is executed, main function will execute. When main function is executed, if you want to give some default settings to the project, then in main function we can write the statements, and then we can call like this. Like here we are writing some statements in the main function, we are calling. So if you do not want to do any changes with main, or if you do not want to give some default settings when the project is executed, then no need to call like this. Internally main function will execute. But in Django, when the project is executed, here we want to give some default settings. Okay, we want to apply some default settings to the project. That's why we are writing some statements in the main function, and then we are calling here. So like this we can do it. So this is about manage.py. Students, here application level files are also there. Website one is application level, and here you can see migrations folder, init, admin, apps, models, tests, all these are there. Okay, so I am stopping now, and tomorrow we are going to continue with all these files here. Tomorrow we'll continue with all these files, then we'll see how to write the code, then how to execute the project, how to write the statements in the website, then how to execute. All these we are going to discuss in tomorrow's class. We are going to discuss. Okay, and today I'm going to send the all the files, previous class videos, today's video I will send, and notes also I'll send, so that you can start working on this. Okay, I'll take email IDs from online team, and I will send. Okay, so any doubts, students, anything to ask? So if you missed previous classes, theory part only we have discussed. Like when I send the videos, you can watch. So I will send through Google Drive. So initially it will ask for access. Like first time when I'm sending the video to the group of students, then it will ask for request access. When you click on the video, I will get email, and in that email I will give the permission. Only first time it will ask like this. Afterwards you can directly watch the videos. Okay, so I'm stopping now. Tomorrow we'll continue.